Hello, everybody. We are live. How are you doing today? My name is Madalyn Sklar. Welcome to Social Media and AI Shortcuts. Today, I'm going to be showing you things that I've been uncovering on social media in the past week. There's been some interesting things going on. I've got some news to report on both X and Facebook, as well as some helpful strategies and advice that will help you work smarter, not harder, which has been my motto for decades now. So whenever I come across cool things, I always like to share it with everybody else in my vicinity that wants to listen. I'd like to welcome our panelists here. I love that we have a group of from our community that comes and joins us here each week. You guys are amazing. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me for this hour. How are all y'all doing today?
Great.
Just great.
It's fun to come here on Thursdays with you. Yes. Hi, everybody.
It is because, you know, for those that don't know, this time slot right now started 10 years ago as the Twitter Smarter Twitter chat. It was every Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern for an hour. And I have always done something in this 1 hour time slot ever since. Like we did the Twitter chat forever. Then it got changed to Spaces, and then now we're doing it as a live stream. And you know, it's social media and AI shortcuts because look, you got to pivot, right? Y'all know, y'all are business owners. Like sometimes you just got to pivot and be in with the times and do like, you know, what's new and happening in the world. And we also have a place where we can continue these discussions. If y'all don't know, go over to the Skool platform, SKOOL, /Madalyn Sklar, and that will take you over to our social media and AI shortcuts community. It's a great way for us to continue our discussions because we come here for an hour and hang out, but then we have another place to go where we can keep chatting. And look who's here. Lance, one of our old timers from the Twitter Smarter Twitter chat. He's been part of our community for so long. Good to see you, Lance. Be sure to join our new community at Skool. And for our community members over there, if any of them ever want to come up on screen with us when we're doing the live stream, y'all are always invited to do so. So yeah, let me show y'all, just for anybody that's not familiar with Skool, this is what it looks like. If you were on there, this is what you'd be seeing right now. It's like a forum, but better, and kind of like a Facebook group, but in my opinion, better. And what's great about this is that I can post other things like came across an article I thought was really helpful today. So I posted it on here for our members, and others in the community can come and share, just like Barb shared something that I'm going to be talking about today with Facebook Live's new storage policy. Really appreciate Barbara bringing that to our attention. But there's just so much information here. You can always stay up to date on things that I'm uncovering. Plus, you can share things that you discover as well. So be sure to check that out. It's great seeing all of our people here watching live. Thank you so much for joining us. Take a moment to hit the like and share button so other people know that we exist so they can come and learn some cool new things. I see Cindy Lou's making it in. Hey, Cindy Lou, all the way from New Zealand, where it's tomorrow morning. Always good to have you.
Good
How
morning.
are you? How are you?
I am fabulous.
We love that. We love fabulous around here. That should be our new mantra, fabulous. So I am going to share with y'all things that I have been discovering that maybe you know about, maybe you don't, but I'm sure there are people watching this, whether you're live or on the replay, that don't know. And so the first thing I want to bring to y'all's attention is here on X. Have y'all heard that there's this new Grok 3, which is the AI, you know, they keep upgrading the AI tool here, and they are going to increase the price of the Premium Plus subscription quite a bit, quite dramatically, from $22 a month to $40 a month with the release of this Grok 3, because, you know, there's all these AI tools now that have subscriptions, and most of them you can get for $20 a month. I find it interesting that they're looking at, let's just raise the price, and this will include the ability to use our latest Grok 3. What do y'all think of that? Any thoughts?
Personally, I've been using ChatGPT. I do pay for the premium version. I also have tried Gamma a few times, which we talked about last week. I have to tell you a little story about that, but I won't do it right now. So I don't see the point. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't
Everything's
see
a
the
subscription
need
now.
for it.
Everything's a subscription now.
Yeah,
It's like, how many subscriptions can one person have?
exactly.
It's incredibly frustrating. So when I saw this post the other day, I did a quote post, as you can see here, because I was just curious what other people in our community thought about this. And there were some pretty interesting discussions. Jennifer Navarrete was saying that, because people are paying for services like ChatGPT Teams and Claudes, which can be a little bit more hefty, that if they prefer Grok, that they could actually probably save money by going this route. But what was interesting is it then prompted me to, in the post here, in my reply to her, to reach out to Dustin from Magi, because some of y'all know I've had Dustin come on over the years. He's been on our program here many times, but he was on here recently. Great guy. He's developed one of the best AI tools I've ever come across. I use it pretty much every day, called Magi. And let me put the little link in here. So if anybody has not checked that out, highly, highly recommend Magi. I mean, it is hands down my favorite tool that I use every day. So I wanted to get his thought on this, because he has Grok in Magi. Magi is basically an all-in-one AI tool where for $20 a month, you have ChatGPT, you have Claude, you have all the main ones and the main image ones, DALL-E, Leonardo. He has 30 different AI tools in this one platform right now. It's amazing. And he's always updating it. So I asked him in this post, I said, which version of Grok do you have in Magi? I know the new Grok 3 is only for Premium Plus subscribers. He came back and his response was he currently has Grok 2 and Grok 2 Vision, which was the latest before this brand new 3. He has that in Magi right now. And he says as soon as Grok 3 is available for developers, he's going to add it. And it's like, that's pretty cool. So I don't know. What do y'all think of that?
I think why I would just go. I already have Magi, so
Yeah.
And thanks to you, Madalyn, I went ahead and used your link, and so I mean, why buy it individually? I'm already paying for the premium, Twitter Premium, so I get the blue check mark, and I think mine is $7 or $8 a month, and that's all I'm willing to do for that. I've seen some tests against Grok 3, and yeah, it maybe it's still a work in progress. That's what I'll have to say for now.
Interesting. Okay. But they're already starting this new fee structure when I go to my so just to be very clear, on my Madalyn Sklar account, which is what we're looking at right now, I have the premium, but let me explain. So I had years ago, before it was X, when it was Twitter, you could pay $2.99 for an upgrade. You got the blue check mark. You got all those additional features. Y'all may remember like the really popular features at the time when they did this. It wasn't a lot of features. They didn't have the edit button yet, but they had the bookmark feature. And that, for me, that $3 a month was worth every penny, just to be able to organize my bookmarks, because I love the bookmarks feature here, and I could make folders for each one, and it was incredibly time saving for me. And the fact that at the time I was hosting 3 separate Spaces chats week by week, it allowed me to like just have different buckets of things, so I could just, because I loved utilizing the Nest in Spaces, so I could just keep things super organized. Like for Twitter Smarter Chat, I would have my folder in the bookmarks, and every time I wanted to show stuff, it was already in there, and I could easily just pop it into the Nest in the middle of the discussion, and it just became part of my system, and I really love that. And then slowly they started adding more features. The edit button was a nice feature when they finally did that, but then here comes X. Elon takes over. It's now X, and they bumped up the price, right? It went to $8 a month to keep it. And then they came up with the tiers like what we have now. So I got to the point where I was kind of not using X as much about a year ago. So I was taking a little break and decided to not pay anymore. And then they came out with this new feature not too long after, that if your account has a certain number of verified followers. So if I had so many followers on my account who have a blue check mark, then they would give me that upgrade to premium at no cost. So what I have here is the blue check mark. I have the premium, the one in the middle there, and I get all those features in there at no cost to me because I have an account, a Twitter account, an X account since 2008 that I built up to over 100,000 followers, and I have enough verified followers in there that I get this automatic upgrade. Now, if I want to go to Premium Plus, I'd have to pay, and you can see here is showing you if you do it annually, it comes to $32.92 a month, or if you do monthly, it's $40 a month. Yeah, but so of course you save 17% if you do it annually, $395. They just added this because yesterday I didn't see this part down here where they actually have the Grok stuff added as part of this now, where you get your highest usage limits, unlock deep search and think, and easy access to new features. I'm just curious, like, who's going to pay that? Is anybody? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people that will. I'm not interested in that. I love what I have at Magi. I played with Grok some. I think it's okay. I'm not super wowed by it. Maybe my thoughts will change. Has anybody here really done much in Grok yet and tried it out?
I'm using Grok every day, and now you've got me. I never saw that alert, and I have a daily habit routine, that I just check each thing. And the first thing this morning on Facebook came up. They pushed to me a Fox News ad, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take that headline and just put it in ChatGPT and put it in, and I have the highest one in, because I do subscribe to that for the 20 month. I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to go over and put it in Grok. Well, it opened up to the Grok 3. So I may have Plus and not even realize it. And so I did not see any email that alerted me to any price change or anything either. So I'm kind of in shock at the moment. But I want to tell you the answer, and that is Grok 3 had the correct answer. And ChatGPT 4 went into great links about, it was all about 2019, 18, and it was before the prior administration. So it blew me away, and it was definitely twice as fast in answering. But like you, thank God I connected with you on this again and got to see the fellow from Magi, because I can't do that. I literally can't. And I also think that on all of these that we should start campaigning that after age 55, that they have a pricing format for people over 55. I just do. I mean, Elon's trying to take care of all of us. So.
Right, exactly. Well, here's what's interesting. So, I did not do the upgrade, but I have my premium account, as I was mentioning before. So when I went into Grok today, I know it's small on the screen, but the very top right up here, it says Grok 3 beta. So it is the beta. So that's probably why you have it too. I imagine they're letting us try it right now, and that's why it's there. So I haven't played with the Grok 3 yet. I mean, I literally just saw this morning on here on my page. Or maybe I saw this on here yesterday. But I do like what you were saying. I like to experiment. I will do a ChatGPT prompt and then compare it with other different AI tools to see, like, well, who's giving me the best response? And we've even done some experiments here on this live stream in the past where I've done some of that. Showing, like, we did some images once here where I did Grok, I did DALL-E. I was doing a comparison through ChatGPT on DALL-E. And you're right with the current information. Grok seems to have real-time information. ChatGPT, I find many times, has information that's not too current, because I've been playing with the task feature and have it delivered to me each day, like some specific news on something, and it keeps giving me old stuff. And I keep telling it, this is old information. I want information from the past 24 hours. So it can take some experimenting, but also we have to remember a lot of times these things are not perfect and could still be in a beta phase, like this Grok 3 right now. I mean, it says up here beta, but I'm definitely going to play with it. It says it has deep search and think, which to me, this is a lot like DeepSeek. when you're on DeepSeek with the whole deep search and things. So I was just curious if anybody's had a chance to play with it, but I appreciate you sharing that with us, Barb, because I think this is something we'll probably be talking about more as we keep hearing more about it. Oh, Dustin's here. Hey, Dustin. Yeah, let me, if you want to come on, I'll send you the link real quick, Dustin, if you're able to. I know he's always pressed for time. We would love to have him come in and chat with us real quick. So let me send him a quick message here.
I see somebody in the chat too, liking Grok 3 too, saying how powerful it is.
Yeah,
So
let me
people
just
are
send this down.
testing.
Yeah, people are testing it, and I think that's smart to do, and that's definitely something I'm going to do. And Dustin says, yeah, he's playing with it a little, and it's really good, and that's so awesome to hear. Hey, Dustin, good to see you. Dustin from Magi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. What's your thought on this with Grok 3?
I literally just jumped on. I got out of a quick meeting and had about 10 minutes before I had to go to my next meeting. And I saw you talking about Grok 3. And so I've only got to play with it a little bit. It's really good. I'm super impressed and am bugging Elon and his team to give me access to it so I can give all Magi users access to it. But right now it's only available through their interface. And it's good. I would say it's better slightly in some areas than GPT-4o. And if you activate the thinking mode, it's depending on the task, as good as OpenAI's O1 model. And personally, I'm not a big deep researcher. I don't find that task very useful regularly, although I did just play with it a little bit to see what it came up with, do some market research for Magi's product. And it came up with really good results. I think it scanned like 65 websites and came up with a full-on report for me. I'm super lazy, though, and I don't like to read long research reports. So I didn't actually read the whole thing, but the handful of things.
At least you're honest.
I'm the same way. Do you feel like Grok is like one of the best ones for real-time information, the most up-to-date that you can get?
Well, I think there are, all things being equal. So from a technical standpoint, giving an AI the ability to perform a web search is pretty general. It's pretty par for the course at this point. And I don't think Grok has any secret sauce in how it does it compared to other models. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you're trusting whoever built that function into the AI, because the AI doesn't have that ability outright. It's sort of like, attaching, an accessory onto the AI. So there has to be some degree of engineering of whoever built it has to tell the AI what to do with the information they find and how to organize it. And so there's some degree of, prompt engineering that happens behind the scenes. And so really that's where the secret sauce is. So from what I've tested so far, it is only better in that I think it's engineered slightly differently in how it outputs the information that's scanned. But essentially all these models who have access to web search are doing the same exact thing. They just might organize it in a different way.
Interesting.
But it's phenomenally good. The reason I like Grok so much is because it tends to have a little more personality, and it's a little more fun to interact with. But in terms of, writing style, if you need it to write like copy for your business or for your brand, I wouldn't recommend it because it tends to add its own flavor of writing style in there, which makes it not quite good for, businesses or brands using public facing copy that represents their brand.
It can be pretty snarky.
Yeah. And that's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
I like a little
really like
snarky
that. Yeah, for sure.
AI interaction. But
if you're able to get this new Grok 3 into Magi, will it be the same or similar to like those of us that would end up upgrading to that Premium Plus, which is a hefty price that they're talking about charging? Like, are you able to provide basically the same thing inside of Magi?
Yeah. So we actually have 2 versions of Grok in Magi right now. And like I said, like some of the stuff that's web search or deep research type of stuff, these are accessories bolted on top of the AI. So, the engineers at Grok might engineer them slightly differently inside of the Grok app or inside of the Twitter app than we might in Magi. But our goal with Magi is not to copy all the other apps out there. We're building a product that is as flexible as possible. So we try to engineer things that allow the user to have as much control over how these functions work as possible. So the goal here is to really let you do a little bit of the engineering yourself, have some ability to make it more custom to your specific needs. Because even as all these products start to pop up, you realize like they're built with a very specific end user in mind, and that doesn't necessarily serve everyone's needs the best. So we try to really build a product that gives you the highest degree of flexibility.
Well, you've done an amazing job with Magi. I mean, it's something I use constantly. It is so great. And I remember when you first started it, it was just ChatGPT because that's all there was back then, and here we are all this time later. And it's amazing how many more things you've added to it, which opened up my eyes. Like Claude, I didn't know a whole lot about Claude when that was added. I'm like, oh, this one's really good. And I ended up using it quite a bit. And then Gemini, which became one of my favorites. And I use Gemini all the time inside of Magi. So you've just done a tremendous job with Magi. So always hat tip to you for creating a tool that is incredibly useful for so many of us.
That's all I'm here to do. Just want to make something useful.
I love
Just
it.
Help people work better, smarter, faster without spending a fortune. But yeah, last thoughts on Grok. I would definitely, if you're the type of person who likes to tinker and explore new things, definitely take advantage of Grok's free usage right now, because it's not going to last forever. I think if you go to like XAI's actual website, you can actually use Grok for free for a while. And so what I would do, and what I am doing, even though I already pay for the highest tier of anything Twitter offers, I would definitely just go and play, explore, see what it does, see what you like about it. And I'd love to hear personally how people are using it and what ways they're finding it most useful.
Yeah, I would too. I'm definitely interested. So for everybody here, whether you're watching live, watching the replay, our fellow panelists, if y'all get a chance in the next week, play around with it and see, because I think it is available for everyone right now.
Mm-hmm.
I got to this through the left sidebar where it says Grok, and it says at the top, x.com/i/Grok. So, y'all go. I think the navigation's a little different depending if you have a premium account or just a non-premium, because when I'm on a non-premium account, the navigation's a little different. I don't think Grok is in that exact spot, but look for Grok in your navigation, click on it and see. You'll see at the top, it should say Grok 3 beta, because I think they are letting everybody use it at the moment at no charge.
Yeah, definitely take advantage of that. Well, nice meeting with you. Thanks for letting me in. I just
Thanks,
wanted to
Dustin.
tag along and see what y'all are talking about.
Anytime. You're always welcome.
Yeah.
Always
Have a great
welcome.
rest of your day, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks, Dustin. Always appreciate your insights. I always just feel so much smarter after Dustin's here with us and learning all these things. So what do you think? If he's able to get Grok 3 inside of Magi, what do y'all think of that?
That'd be great. No need. I'll just keep my regular subscription for the blue check mark and some extra features, and I'll be good. I did notice on the X app, straight out of there. You're right. It's there.
Okay.
So you can actually see
The
it.
beta.
Mhm, the
Okay.
beta.
Okay.
Mhm.
Which is
I
actually
guess-
smart. It's very smart of them to do it. Let people see it and judge for themselves.
Right. I guess
Yeah.
the question is, what other benefits are involved with that upgrade, with that price increase? Is it just Grok 3 access, or are there additional bells and whistles that we get for that upgrade? I guess each person needs to evaluate how much is in there. Because like you said, like the bookmark folders, a lot of people don't even know what those are, but to me, it's worth it. So sometimes different users have different use cases So I don't know what else besides Grok 3 is
It shows,
involved in there.
yeah, it shows here on the screen. I just put up on the screen the upgrade to premium. Like when I'm on my account and I click on premium, and it'll show you the breakdown between the basic. This is showing the annual. Let me just do the monthly. So the $3 a month, your basic, it says, and I know this is small on the screen. I don't know if everybody can read it. It says for $3 a month, you get a small reply boost, encrypted direct messages, bookmark folders, highlights tab, edit post, and longer posts. If you go to the $8 a month, you get everything in that, plus half of the ads in the For You and following. So when you're in the feeds, you're supposed to get less ads, a larger reply boost. So the more you pay, apparently, the more boost you get on X. I'm not a fan of that. It should be about the content, not how much you pay.
Right.
You get paid to post. So if you want to monetize your account, you got to be at the $8 a month plan to monetize. You get the blue check mark. You get Grok with increased limits. You get X Pro, Analytics, and Media Studio. Those are 3 very good features to have. And creator subscriptions. You can charge a subscription fee every month for your community. When you're at the $40 a month, so this is the new cost, is everything I've mentioned, plus fully ad-free, largest reply boost, write articles. So you can do the super long, basically you could write a book as a post. Radar, which is, that's the real-time trend. So it's this enhanced analytics. And then they just added the Grok AI to this, and it says highest usage limits, unlock deep search and think, early access to new features. So
I think they keep changing, like that middle tier where you can monetize. They keep changing. You need 500 verified followers in order to qualify to access that benefit. And they keep raising it and raising it.
Yeah.
So I'm always hesitant. I don't, it's a carrot they're dangling. You
Right.
have access to this if you do this. And that keeps rising. I think it's at 2,000 verified followers or something crazy. And that's a lot for small accounts.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
not worth paying. Yeah, if you're not, it's going to be a long time
It's a
before
lot.
you get there. Yeah. So,
Any other thoughts before we move on? Because boy, do I have some Facebook news to share. But
get
this was
to it.
this was just so interesting with X, and everybody's talking about AI these days, and I'm all about experimenting. So I'm going to play with the free Grok 3 for a while and see. But knowing that Dustin is trying to get it added to Magi, that will be no additional cost for me. So it's like, to me, that's a no-brainer, but everybody just has to do what feels right for them. All right, next up, we've got some Facebook news, and shout out to Barb for sharing this over on our Skool platform, our social media and AI shortcuts community over on Skool, where she posted about this new update from Facebook. Don't know if y'all have heard about this. If you are live streaming on Facebook, like right now we're live streaming on my Facebook, and we're live streaming on who else's Facebook? On Barb's Facebook. Thank you, Barb. This applies to you. So basically, you want to go download your live streams before they're gone forever. So this article just came out from Meta this week, and here I'm just going to point out these main takeaways, and then Barb, afterwards, I'd love to hear your thoughts since you discovered this for our community. Beginning on February 19th, that was yesterday, new live broadcasts can be replayed, downloaded, or shared from Facebook pages or profiles for 30 days, after which they'll be automatically removed from Facebook. And when I first read that, I'm like, I'm not super surprised by this. I can't imagine how much storage that is all of these years, because I can go back. I mean, I've been live streaming on Facebook forever, and I can go back on different accounts of mine. And I mean, I can go back and pull videos from like 5 years ago. They're all there. So I'm not terribly surprised, because I can't even imagine the amount of storage space to have so many videos. The next takeaway says live videos currently older than 30 days will be removed from Facebook. Before your archival live videos are deleted, you will be notified by email and in the app. And from then, you'll have 90 days to download or transfer your content. So it's not going to immediately go away, but just do know they're going to notify you, and then the clock is ticking. If you want to go access it, you can always go into any of your live stream videos on Facebook and download them. They've always been downloadable. And then it also says we are launching new tools to make downloading your previous live videos easier. So Barb, since you were the one that discovered this, what was your thought when you saw that?
I'd actually, I'm in part of a product development group that they have got me in there. And so some of us had received notices clear back in October that this was going to happen. And I reviewed some of the videos, and you'd be surprised at how many of the videos have been downgraded, the older ones being on the server. And I had a quick aha moment, and that was, hey, wait a minute, you worked on, the data center projects. These are big projects where they've got to store all this information. So it only makes sense because they're digging into AI so much deeper. They got to have the space for that. And I would not be surprised at all that there won't be a premium feature, kind of like what X is done. We're going to come in someday and they'll say, oh, well, it's just like we're storing on a cloud. You can store it on Facebook for so much and be guaranteed of quality. See, there was no guarantee of quality. We just put it there. So don't be surprised if it's not the original. And if I might, for you, Madalyn, just pitch that they should get StreamYard or a like utility where, as we're streaming live here, it's being recorded in the cloud, and Madalyn can just download that and have premium quality.
Right. So I'm not even affected by this. I'm glad to know about it so I can share this with everyone so they're aware. Not everybody uses a third-party tool, but yes, we're broadcasting from StreamYard. I always use StreamYard. And because I'm using this third-party tool right now, even though I am live on my Facebook, my YouTube, and my X, and we're on other multiple Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I see our members here, the panelists, have added their social media attached to this, which is so awesome. And thank y'all for doing that. So I can go back into my stream when we're done here, even though there will be a copy on the platforms I broadcast to, and y'all's will be as well. I can go into my StreamYard and go download the video, the high def video, if I want. Now, you only get so much storage depending on the type of account you have. My account, I only get so much storage. So I do periodically go in and delete. But if I want to save something, yeah, I just go in and I just download it to my computer. If there's something I for sure don't want to ever lose access to, I will go download it. However, I always live stream to YouTube, pretty much everything I do. And YouTube always has a copy as well. So just always be aware, where can you get if you do anything live, where can you get a downloadable copy in case you want to hold on to it for the future and repurpose it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Madalyn, there's one more thing. Did you hear about the Instagram deal that's going on Instagram? Because that came out yesterday too.
What's that?
And there's quite a few changes on Instagram, but the most important one that I thought, it was highlighted, is that there is a dislike reaction coming for Instagram posts, but they're also taking the files, just same story on the live situation on Instagram. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah, so, I've heard about that. I haven't seen it yet, but I've been hearing about it.
It was there
so
yesterday.
You can thumbs down. You can thumbs down.
Right. And
Why?
So that is the discussion now. I personally, I was asked that yesterday about the thumbs down. I would much rather have a thumbs down than one of those angry things, the angry reaction, because it's the reactions are so close together. I've had to go back and replace my reaction because I didn't want my friend to think I was angry. I actually loved it, but the heart, I think, was right next to the angry button, or the angry reaction. So I think thumbs down, the thing, I don't want to get into masterclass. I heard you, Madalyn, but the thing is that we have to react to any post to be visible on any platform anymore.
Right.
So it's just a tool. And my feeling is there's a lot of posts I let go by that I wouldn't put any reaction to because I just don't like it. So I think it's a good thing because it'll at least give me a chance to see, I like that person, but I just, I'm not into that kind of thing.
Right. And you can do that on YouTube. I don't know how valuable it is for them, but it's been available there for a very long time. We've had social media platforms over the years say they were going to do it, and then they either tested it and then got rid of it, or they just never did do it. But I did hear that Instagram was planning to do it. I just haven't seen it yet. So, but thanks for bringing that to our attention. I want to transition now to YouTube. I've been working on a really interesting YouTube experiment with a different YouTube account I have for a podcast I do called Kratom Stories Podcast. And I've been utilizing shorts, which is something I wasn't doing a lot of. And so I've been experimenting lately of taking, I do a lot of TikToks for that particular thing, for that podcast. And I do really well on TikTok with getting my message out. And I want to repurpose the videos, and your TikTok videos nowadays, finally, they remove the watermark. So you no longer have the TikTok watermark on there. So because I have a good, clean copy of my very helpful video that's automatically added to my phone, I wanted to start getting in this habit of getting these videos into YouTube Shorts as an experiment to see, what does this do for my overall account? How does this affect my analytics? Is this getting more subscribers? Because I've been running a weekly live stream on that YouTube account for over a year. And I'm just wondering, like, will this bring more attention to the live stream? Will the live stream bring more attention that I'm also doing shorts now, and maybe they haven't seen those TikTok videos and now they'll see them through shorts? Has anybody here been doing very much with YouTube just overall? Do you have a YouTube strategy? And just kind of tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Any of our panelists? Nobody?
I haven't been paying attention to my YouTube channel in a while, I have to admit.
I've been really studying YouTube more, I would say, in the last probably year and a half or so, because one of the things I always like to do is I like to watch to see how other people are utilizing their social media, especially big influencers like Gary Vaynerchuk or Maury Smith, Amy Porterfield. I'm always like kind of looking like, how are they using this for their community and how is it helping them? And YouTube is just one of those things we all know. It's like, oh gosh, we just don't have enough hours in the day, right? There's just too many things for us to do, right? And I always have to remind myself, YouTube is a search engine. And I always tell this to everybody, like, we have to remind ourselves, YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. People go to YouTube to search for everything, anything and everything. And just a funny little story. Years ago, I had this car, a Mini Cooper. I have one now, but this was the previous one I used to have. This was probably like 2010, I think. And I was so excited back then to finally have a car with Bluetooth enabled. And I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I can finally be like driving and I could talk and they can hear me, right? And every time I'd used it, people said, it sounds like you're in a tunnel. I can't hear you. You sound too far away. I was like, what is up with this? So I don't remember how it happened, but I found this one YouTube video where the guy shows you that in Mini Coopers, because they're built over in the UK, is a BMW company, that the microphone is on the other side. Even though I'm driving a car for the US where the driver's on the left side, apparently back then the microphone was just, for the driver, and it was on the other side. And this guy made a video. This was so, I'm telling you, this is like 2010. How to pull the thing down, you're up top, and grab it and bring it over, and then put the thing up. So I remember I had my laptop. I put it in my car. It's like nighttime. I'm like flashlight, and I'm like, I'm determined to do this, and it worked. And I'm like, oh my God, how crazy! Like, who goes looking for a video like that? And it's like, because this is a search engine. It found this one thing that answered my question that I couldn't find answered back then. There was nothing about it. And I was able to fix this weird little problem. And so that always stuck with me, like, wow, YouTube is more powerful than we think.
It is. And the hashtags are really important, right? Especially on those shorts. They say you need to hashtag them a lot, right?
Not necessarily. There's always this back and forth with hashtags.
Yeah.
And there was a time where they, because I do follow a lot of YouTube influencers who are the experts. I'm friends with some of them. And I follow what they do. Here's what
are
you
they
do.
using hashtags right now?
Exactly. That's what you
Okay.
do. So like one of my
Exactly.
favorites is Primal Video. My good friend Justin, I've known for many years. We used to always speak at Social Media Marketing World. And he's like one of the best YouTube experts I know. So things are always changing, right? Strategies always.
Yeah.
I just look at accounts like that to see how are they doing their videos? Are they doing hashtags anymore? I don't see people doing that as much as they used to. But also what I always do personally, what I always tell everybody else to do, experiment, because it might be you do it and you get great results. I do it and I get terrible results. Everything, there's so many variables, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And shorts are still popular, right? More
Shorts-
so than long form video.
Shorts are very
The
popular.
formatting is different. So that always confused me. I could take TikTok vertical, put it on YouTube short, but a real YouTube video vertical wouldn't transfer right. It always must.
Technically, you can put a vertical video. Here's how it works right now. Is
when it cuts off the sides.
it cuts off the sides. So
I hate that.
it's still going to be a horizontal video, but it's going to be black on the sides, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to look, the way it's going to to which is not
Right.
the most appealing. But there's been times I've done it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm just.
I have too by accident. All
But
of a sudden I'm like, what happened?
Shorts used to be up to 60 seconds. So several months back, they changed it to 3 minutes. It was actually something I reported here in our live stream because when I was first relaunching this live stream series, that was a new thing that had just come out. And I think it was back in October, and they changed it to 3 minutes. So if you go upload a vertical video that's 3 minutes or less, it's going to automatically be a short. So I've just been doing this big experiment. Like what will happen if I just take some of these TikToks and doing this consistently. Consistency is always key. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
Gotta do, have a routine. So I've been experimenting with let me just do one every week morning, although I did not get one done today. But I've been very good in the past week and the week before, just trying to get one and then watching the analytics. But what's interesting, I came across a really cool video this morning. It's 6 minutes long, but are y'all good if I play it at 1.25 speed? So it's not just to kind of speed it up. I know some people don't like videos sped up. Are y'all, Bez, you made a face.
You make the call. Uh-oh.
I'm
It's
good.
fine with me. It's fine with me.
Because it's 6 minutes long, but this video, he talks about, he does an experiment with uploading, having a long form video and a 3-minute version one, and doing both to compare. Here's how my long form did, and here's how my shorts version did, and it's fascinating, and it really. The timing with this video was perfect because I've been experimenting with this myself just to see, and it's something we all should be doing more. I'm trying to see, is it worth my time to take this video I already have done from TikTok, sitting on my phone, and just repurpose it over to YouTube? It's not a difficult strategy, and it's not super time consuming, but are the analytics going to show that it's worth it? And oh my gosh, the analytics are showing me it's been worth it. So, and I want to show y'all that. But let me first just play this video because it's super interesting. I got a lot of value out of it, and it might open you up to wanting to experiment with long form versus shorts. The thing is, if you're trying to monetize YouTube, shorts is most likely not going to happen. You have to have a gazillion views. You have to go viral all the time to make money with shorts. That's just the way it is. And that's not why I'm doing it. What's been working for me is enhancing my YouTube account, and it's getting me more followers and more attention to my live streams, which is what I was hoping it would do. And I'm seeing it through the analytics. So let me play this video and so y'all can see what he has to say.
I've got an interesting one for you. What happens if you upload the same 3-minute video, both as a YouTube Shorts and as a long form piece of content on the same channel? Well, I've just done that. And I've got some interesting data to share that I think you may find interesting, but also a little surprising.
All right, so I guess I should be clear about one thing. They're not 100% exactly the same videos. Both of them are 2 minutes, 59 seconds long, and the audio is the same. But obviously, to squeeze all of the graphics into a portrait video from a landscape video, I had to juggle things around a bit. But essentially, they are the same video. but the distribution method is very different. For long form videos, there's a bit of friction. You have to choose another video to watch to navigate away from the one you're currently watching. Whereas for shorts, one flick of the finger and YouTube chooses for you what to watch next.
And so naturally, with the ability to swipe away from a video so easily, you would assume that the average view duration of a YouTube short would be significantly shorter than the identical long form piece of content. And you'd be wrong. In this instance, anyway.
The AVD on the short is actually 2 seconds longer than the long form video, which doesn't make any sense until you dive into the traffic sources. For the short, all of the average view duration metrics from the different traffic sources are similar, except for the external traffic source, which is significantly lower. Now, for the long form video, the average view duration from all of the traffic sources are 20 to 30 seconds higher than the shorts traffic sources. But again, the external traffic source really drags down the average and is contributing a much higher percentage of the total views. In the case of a long form video, views are starting to stagnate, although its main traffic source is now from YouTube search. Whereas the short is beginning to pick up some traction. Its main traffic source is also YouTube search, but to a much higher degree.
So did external views ruin the potential of that long form video? Well, even if it did, there's nothing we can do about it because all of those external views came from Google search. Thanks, Google and YouTube, for collaborating to kill the video. But anyway, I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think it's more to do with the priority of ranking in search and how the YouTube short succeeded in this, whereas the long form video failed.
What I mean by that is that when we do an incognito search on YouTube for how to make a YouTube short, the long 3-minute video I've just made has some stiff competition, which is my own video I made a year ago. It's the same situation on the shorts shelf, but the difference is the new short has a thumbnail and critically, it's first in the queue.
Being at the top of these search rankings can have a monumentally positive impact on a video, even compared to the video that's ranked second for the same search term. And I think I have the data, anecdotally at least, to prove it.
Here's the search traffic views for the YouTube short tutorial about how to make a short that's been around for years. And this is the search traffic for the new YouTube short tutorial about how to make a short over the same time period of about a month. Now, if we superimpose the two graphs over each other, it looks like the new short has basically cannibalized the old short's search views by stealing top spot in the search rankings.
What I'm trying to say is that creators have been making long-form search-based content on YouTube for 10, 15, 20 years. But for YouTube Shorts, that pool of search-based content is barely a couple of years old. Demand for shorts-based content has gone through the roof. 70 billion daily views, according to YouTube. But I think the supply of search-based YouTube Shorts is lagging behind because creators don't realize that viewers are coming into Shorts after a search on YouTube. We get 1 million views a month through YouTube search on our Shorts. That should tell you something, shouldn't it? However, you know what else tells you something about these videos, which ultimately for most creators is far more important? Yeah, we're back to this again. The difference in revenue.
Here are the facts. The short has more views. It has more watch time, which you don't get to say that often, and it has gained double the number of subscribers. But the long form video has still earned almost 20 times the revenue. For the YouTube short to earn a similar amount to the long form video, even though it is exactly the same video, it would need at least another 500,000 views.
The length of a long-form video has all sorts of consequences for its revenue, especially when it comes to mid-roll ads. But for YouTube Shorts, it doesn't matter whether the video is 5 seconds long or 180 seconds long. You're still stuck in this multi-video ad revenue sharing scheme. Now, maybe this will change in the future and YouTube will find a better way to insert ads into YouTube Shorts. But I can't imagine for a second that mid-roll ads are going to be appearing in 3-minute YouTube Shorts when the viewer has the power to do this. It's the kiss of death, isn't it?
So my general advice when it comes to videos that are 90 seconds or longer hasn't changed. Really think about whether you should publish it as a long form video or as a YouTube short.
Shorts give you the greater opportunity to get discovered, get views, grow your numbers. But in order to make all of this financially sustainable, you're going to have to go viral many times over.
For completeness of a test, I thought I'd add a bit more data here, but there wasn't anything too surprising. Older people simply don't watch shorts, less subscribers watch shorts, but a surprising amount of people watch shorts from a device other than their phone, for example, on a computer or TV.
Now, I fully accept that this data is at best thought-provoking, but also potentially utterly useless, since it is a single test in a sea of a billion YouTube videos. But I thought it was worth trying, and you obviously thought it was worth watching, because you're still here.
I love that guy. So that's from vidIQ. Wasn't that like super interesting?
So interesting. Yeah. Because all we hear is really like, you got to be on YouTube because Google owns YouTube. So that's the highest social media ranking factor. But is it right? But is it shorts or is it, like you said, long form videos that you've been doing for years and years and years, and most people don't want to put in that effort.
Right. I think it's the kind of thing where it's like you have to decide, is it worth your time to experiment with a YouTube strategy? And I've been so terrible with my YouTube strategy over the years. I go through periods with my Madalyn Skool YouTube, which I've had forever, that I would do a lot of stuff. I used to have a ton of Twitter how-to videos. I had tons of views. And then but I wasn't doing it consistently. We all know consistency is key. So had I done a consistent strategy, I probably would have done a lot better and had a lot more followers and more attention, and probably could have gotten more business from it. But then when everything changed to X, and then all of a sudden, all these years and years and years of videos were irrelevant, to the point that some people would find them because it is a search engine. They'd find these old videos and complain in the comments, it doesn't look like this anymore. And it's like, do I take it down? So it got to so I did make a few videos about a couple of years ago when it did transition to X. There was a couple of strategies I found interesting. I made some how-to videos. People loved it. They raved. I got a ton of views. But then X changed the layout. They changed a few things. And all of a sudden, this strategy didn't work anymore. But people were finding it like crazy in the search. And then I started getting all these hate comments. I'm like, oh, my God. So I just like, screw it. I'm just going to, I made all of my Twitter-related YouTube videos private. It's like, what's the point of having, it's great that it shows that that it's a search engine and that people can find these really old videos. But it's irrelevant information now. If it's not evergreen, then what's the point? So I took all those down. And then I've been refocusing on this live stream series for this. And I've added some videos in addition, not very regularly, although I will say one strategy I just tried when we did our chat last week, and we spent a lot of time talking about Gamma, the AI tool, which is very cool. We didn't talk about it till we were about halfway through the live stream. So I thought, I am going to I'm going to do an edit where I just take a cut of just the Gamma part and put that up, because when you're doing a YouTube live stream, it's going to be in the live section. If you want it to be in the regular video section, you'd have to go make an edit. And I thought, well, let me just I'm going to make it super simple and easy. I'm going to go into my StreamYard, and you can easily edit in StreamYard. And I just grabbed the part where we talked about Gamma. It's like, I think 20 something minutes long, almost 30 minutes. And I uploaded it as just a regular video, thinking, I don't know if anybody's going to be interested. And I just checked on it this morning, and it's not like a ton of views, but it has a lot more views than it did the last time I checked. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And when you see and you start paying attention, it makes me want to do it more. It's like, okay, I really need to have something more consistent. So right before I started this live stream, I'm like, you know what, whatever cool thing we talk about today, I'm going to go into StreamYard and make a clip and upload it as a separate video. I see people do that. It's a great strategy. So I'm just going to keep experimenting more with YouTube. My ultimate goal is not, I'm going to monetize it, make all this money. I know a lot of people do, and they do really well. And I follow some people that are doing an amazing job at that. And I'm in some paid communities with that. And it's like, wow, but if I could just spend more time and energy on it, I could probably do this too. But it just goes back to, how many hours in the day can we spend on this stuff? Y'all all can relate. But
question.
Yes, go ahead.
Will you make a short also out of some of your lives like this? Because the shorts are getting people to the longer form, right?
Not with this format, because shorts there's too many of us on the screen, and this is a very horizontal thing. So it doesn't really work for that. I use Opus Clips, Opus Clip is an amazing tool. If y'all have not check this out. Go do the free trial. You can go to my bit.ly link, try Opus Clips. What you do is you can upload your long form video or put the YouTube link. Like, they make this so easy. And then it's going to go, Opus Clip uses AI, and it will generate between 20 and 30 shorts from that. So it does the bulk of the work for you. So I can go through that and just like go through them real quick and go, which one of these grabs my attention? And you can say, like, I typically have mine be between 30 seconds and 3 minutes long. You can put all these parameters in, and it will do the captions automatically. So I've been using it for my Kratom Stories podcast. And it is because those interviews, when I'm doing the podcast interviews, it's just me and a person side by side. So it works. It's ideal if it's an interview with just you and one other person, or just you on the screen. If it's like this, it just doesn't work well. So I don't use specifically for that.
Right.
I just like to experiment and just try a variety of things to see what works and how can I do it where I work smarter, not harder, and save time at it. So like Opus Clip saves me a ton of time. It does the bulk of the work for me. And so for the ones I've been doing with that, for my podcast, I then have this great video I can go put on TikTok, which I just did one yesterday, and it's gotten great attention on TikTok. But because I put it on TikTok, I now have this great copy ready to go with no watermark that now I could go put it in my YouTube short if I want. So I'm just trying to repurpose my content in a smart way. I mean, that's the goal here. And so based on this video, I mean, I know we're already running out of time. I just want to show y'all through my analytics, like what I discovered with this. So this is my little side project, Kratom Stories podcast. If you want to learn more about it, just I have so much. The first episode of the podcast is my story. If you want to learn more about how I use a plant for chronic pain for my back and neck issues. Anyway, so these shorts down here, these are my TikToks that I've been adding into my YouTube shorts. Now, my new one from yesterday only has 21 views, but the one I did before this week, 278 views. The one before that, 396, then 58, then 418. So it's kind of all over the map. But what I want to show you all is how the analytics have been looking, because you can look at your numbers and go, oh, okay, some of them hit, some of them don't. It's really looking at what are your analytics telling you. You got to go in the back end and review it and see what it's truly telling you. So when I go into this, and it's not a huge account, I don't have a ton of followers. I only started this account a little over a year ago, and is slowly growing. But you know, in looking at the overview page on the right here, it shows my top content. You know, it has a little shorts icon. I know it's small to see on the screen, but it's letting me know. And then my top content for this period, which is the last 28 days, you can see these are all vertical videos. These are all shorts. And more, you know, so they're getting more attention than my long form, which are those horizontal ones. And then let me go into the content screen, because this is where it just really opened up my eyes to this. So when you go, you go into your YouTube studio. When you're logged into your YouTube, you go into your YouTube studio on the right side, you click your little icon at the top right. You go into your analytics, which is on the left. You see down here, analytics. So this is my channel analytics. And what it's showing me, I have it set to showing the last 28 days on the right. You can do the pull down and adjust it. I'm going to leave it on the default, which is 28 days. So new viewers in the last 28 days, 2,600 from shorts, 555 from live stream. Live stream is my focus. Live stream, I do a live stream every week that I host with other co-hosts that goes for hours. It is usually, there are times where I would say the average is 3 hours. We've gone 4 hours before. So it's something we do every week. And I just wanted to do this as an experiment. And then it says returning viewers. Now, it's a little bit more is the live stream. Well, that would make sense because it's very community driven, the live stream. But the shorts are grabbing attention. And I am starting to get subscribers. It's on the right here. It says subscribers is slowly getting me subscribers. When I go down to the views, the bulk, 60% of my views are because of those shorts. And I only just started experimenting with this. And this is so new. And then when I come down here to impressions and how they led to watch time, is showing that, you know, I've had 6,300 impressions in the last 28 days. 57% are from YouTube recommending my content. And I feel like it's because I'm doing these shorts. The shorts are grabbing attention. So, and then when I see how viewers find you in the last 28 days, 42%, the bulk, is the shorts feed. Then the browse, then the YouTube search, then the actual channel page where actually somebody physically like, well, let me go to that channel. So the shorts feed is working and is blowing me away. I mean, this is just a little experiment I've been doing. Perfect timing with that video I just showed y'all from vidIQ, because it really just brings it all together. It's an interesting strategy. We have to remind ourselves that YouTube is a search engine. It's owned by Google. It makes sense. Number one, YouTube is number two. So I don't know, does this get y'all excited to like maybe experiment with a YouTube strategy? I've been having a lot of fun with it, and it's not been terribly time consuming.
I have to get back into it. I was doing it a little bit from TikTok, and Reels. I kind of like doing stuff in IG Reels and then repurposing, downloading, blah, blah, blah. Same format. I haven't done it in a while, though. So this is really cool. Yes. Thank you.
It's finding what works for you too. And I know that YouTube, I just don't put a lot of energy into Instagram. And I know Instagram can be really great. I find value when I spend time on YouTube, and that's what works for me. And it's figuring out what works for you. But that's why I like to show these things, because it's like, wow, this little experiment I did is interesting. And it's not for everyone, but maybe somebody got a few ideas after seeing what I'm showing y'all today. And it's got me super excited, and looking at those analytics, it's like, wow, I am really going to keep doing what I'm doing, and maybe even try to allocate more time to it just to see where it goes. And then it's getting me excited about my Madalyn Skool YouTube channel. Like, all right, what should I be doing over there? You know?
Very cool.
Well, I always felt that the viewing experience from a viewer on a live stream was the best on YouTube. Like if you compare and you go and, hey, as the person watching the show, which one is a better experience? And I've tested it out, and I've, especially between Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, I'm not even going to go there, but it's if YouTube has always been a really good viewer experience, especially if you want to chat with the host. So, yeah.
Well, what I find with live streams and ones that I like to watch, they're very community driven. So I think that's why it's so powerful for that, because you're bringing people together just like this. This is a community. We come together. If I just wanted to share like, hey, here's the latest news, I could have just done this as a recorded video every week. But my style is I want to bring people together. Let's have fun. Let's hear from others in our community. And it's just a way to bring us all together even more closely.
Well, I did something yesterday where I was in a conversation in the community, and someone mentioned something, and it's something I had mentioned before, but then the other person in the room went and did what the other person mentioned and got immediate results. And I got on a phone call with them, and I'm like, and so this morning we talked about that, and then we crowdsourced some of the information, and it was really good. It's like, community is important, and I like that community aspect too.
That's awesome. This is always such a fun show. I love doing this with y'all each week. And great to see our people here in the live stream. Angel, it's good to hear from you. It's been a while. I know we transitioned from Spaces
Angel.
to live stream, and I've just been loving this because I wanted to be able to broadcast this to more places than just X. And with Spaces, it's just X, but glad to hear from you.
Can we answer Angel's question too, by the way? Because he's been looking for this conversation, but he thought it was a space. So there's a difference on X.
Right. Because Angel was
that's good. He figured it out. Yeah.
Angel was always coming over and being part of our community. And so I kept telling everybody for several weeks, Angel, that like, I'm going to experiment. I want to do this as a live stream. I know many of y'all know that this is Spaces, but if you're on my X, instead of seeing Spaces, you'll see I'm live streaming. So
you have to do it at the moment you're doing it. You can't provide a link and say, here's the link.
That's
the problem.
That's the thing.
People don't understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, that's probably one of my biggest gripes with X. Why don't our live streams, like with YouTube and Facebook, when you set it up and schedule it, it's on your page as a scheduled thing. X does not do that.
No.
So you have to, the only way you'll know that this is now a live stream is if you're, but look, we've been doing this for 10 years at this time slot every Thursday.
The regulars
a lot of people, the regulars know, but if you go to my profile, you'll see that we did a live stream. But that is a big frustration of mine. I wish X would show. X could be so much better if they made it easy for our live streams you know,
Right, to
just
schedule
in
them and
spaces,
let your followers know. Yeah.
but just have a repository of all of our past spaces and live streams.
Mm,
You can't
yeah,
easily access them.
that's true
And that's
too.
another reason why my bigger focus is having this live stream also on YouTube and Facebook, because YouTube is the best place to, if anybody wants to see what we've been doing here every week for months now, go to my YouTube, MadalynSkool.com on YouTube, and go click on the live button, and you'll see all the live streams. We've been doing a bunch of these.
Especially now that Facebook's going to be erasing the ones, the
Exactly.
live streams, right?
Exactly.
It's a moot point on Facebook soon.
Exactly.
Which is such a shame, because on my Facebook community, I have a whole guide with all of our weekly live streams for new members to go see how things work. And now it sounds like they're going to go away. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Now,
Oh,
now you
wow.
can put them on YouTube.
Exactly.
But they don't even apply to YouTube, because it's all Facebook related conversations about podcasting. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. It's all
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I appreciate y'all being here with us. Cindy Lou, I know you need to go. Thank you for spending time with us all the way from New Zealand, being one of our panelists here. You're so awesome. Did you have anything you wanted to mention before running? Or does anybody have any final thoughts?
I did want to share with you. So I went after I signed up for Gamma while we were on the Gamma AI using your link. So you might want to put it down there again.
Yep.
And I took one of my Substack posts, my most popular Substack post that's just gotten tons of views and all that stuff. And I put it in, and I picked a theme, and it created eight or so slides, which I had to fiddle with a little bit. And then I shared it. And then I copied you, Madalyn, so you would see that I did it. And it took like 40 or 50 seconds, right? So I got this message from somebody who was telling me that I should be ashamed of using AI as an author, number one, even though it was to create presentation from my own work. Okay. And also that I could have hired somebody to do that. So now I am contributing to unemployment. And I thought, wow, I already pay 2 assistants who are hands-on working with me. And I'm a solopreneur. So it's interesting how people just go, nope, AI, bad, cheating, not good, terrible, when it can be helpful for things like this that I wouldn't have paid someone else to do.
Right.
So I'm not trying to get defensive, but I think we have to look at AI in a way that helps us, not hurts us. There are ethical issues. I totally 100% agree with that. But I think if you're using it for your own stuff, why don't I have a right to do that?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you, Rachel, for saying that, because that's
Yeah.
good to know that people are having such volatile, reactions to it.
But it's your
Wow.
content. You're repurposing.
Yeah.
My
for
own
marketing.
What this tool does is something you would be paying somebody to do. So if somebody said it to me, I'd be just like, out of my face.
I blocked him.
That's ridiculous.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to feel
hand.
yeah, I'm not ashamed of anything that I'm doing. But I thought it was interesting how people feel so comfortable scolding us for using these tools that can help us increase our own business. Isn't that the point? Get more books read, or more products sold, or more services,
Exactly.
Wow.
And Larry commented, does X notifications work for when you go live there? Half the time for me, they don't ever work. So I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think.
I never get no, it's by accident. If I kind of know Madalyn's going live, it'll be up in the upper left-hand corner of my phone in pink.
Right.
As it's hit and miss. Yeah.
What
I have
for
to
me,
physically remember
myself. Here's how I operate. If there's something I want to be at, if it's a live stream, it's a spaces, I'm going to put it in my phone. I'm going to go set up an event in my phone every week at that time. So I get a reminder. I'll usually set for a reminder 5 minutes before.
Spaces are easy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lives are a little bit messier, but yeah. There are no notifications as far as I know. Yeah.
Yeah. But if anybody missed last week when we talked about Gamma, go to my YouTube, go to youtube.com/MadalynSklar. And so we covered it in the live stream, but as I mentioned before, I have a shortened video of just the Gamma part. You go grab that there to see what we were talking about. I walked us all through it. It's super cool. If you use my bit.ly link here, my bit.ly try Gamma AI. I love when I come up with these great bit.ly custom links. I'm always surprised. It's like, wow, that was so good. If
You're
you,
genius.
it's free to try, but if you use my link, they will give you an extra 200 credits. So you can actually have a little bit more time with it. And it's a really interesting tool. I haven't spent as much time on it yet as I would like to, but I love the deep dive we did last week, just for us to all kind of learn about it and see the power, especially for those of us that are solopreneurs. And people just need to understand, normally we have to pay for these types of services. To have a tool that we can try for free that could lighten the load and do the bulk of the work, is taking our own existing content. To me, that's a no-brainer, you know? So, but thank you for sharing that with us, because, it's always interesting, Rachel, hearing, you know, the kind of conversations people run into with stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, not to be a negative Nancy or anything like that. I just feel like it is something that people, especially writers, are dealing with right now, because people are like, did you really write that? Or if you use a lot of dashes, I can tell that AI wrote it. I happen to write with a lot of dashes. So that's just how I've always been. But it is interesting to see the different sides of it.
Wow. People love to be behind a keyboard and be anonymous and say a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
And it just pisses me off.
And depending on the content too, like your
ridiculous.
podcast, Madalyn, about the pain management, you're
Oh, we
doing
get a
that
lot
out of kindness.
We get a
So
lot
of course you should save money trying to get word out. You're trying to help people.
Yeah, on social media we get censored so much. It's a plant that doesn't get you high. It's not like cannabis, but if the government like made this so easy to access and people to know about, it would severely reduce the pharmaceutical industry's money. So, you know, for people to learn that there's a plant that could possibly help with chronic pain and a variety of things, helps me with my pain way better than all the pain meds ever did. And so I'm always having to struggle with, you know, all of this haters and censorship. And there's a lot of censorship on TikTok, a lot that we have to deal with. But that's why I started a community on Skool for that as well. So not only do I have a place on Skool for us here, for our social media and our shortcuts, here it is right here on the screen. Just go to skool.com, skool.com/Madalyn Sklar. I also have one for my Kratom community, because we don't have to worry about censorship here. We don't have to worry about an algorithm. It's a private online community. I pay for it, so I control it. And both of these that I have, both this one, my social media and AI shortcuts, is free. I don't charge for this. And then my Kratom one is free as well. I just feel like we should be allowed to talk about things and have an environment where we can come together and chat. And I know we don't have censorship issues with this stuff with social media and AI shortcuts, but we're still struggling with the algorithm. You know, the algorithm on social media dictates who sees what. Which is frustrating. So that's why I just love having this separate place. So if anybody here has not signed up yet, go check it out at skool.com/Madalyn Sklar, and you can contribute to the conversation. Now, I don't come in here and overload. I don't want it to be a place where it's like a crazy Facebook group vibe where it's just like 10 posts a day. I just, as I see something that's interesting, like this morning, interesting article about how to schedule Facebook posts. There's a free way and an advanced way. And it was really interesting that I found helpful. And anybody in our community can post as well. Barbara had posted, Barb posted about the Facebook Live storage policy, which we covered today. So that was something she brought out to our community. So it's just a great little place where we can hang out, have continue this discussion, because even though we've gone over our hour, it was too much to talk about. We just had to anyway. But normally we just do this every Thursday for an hour-ish. We'll say ish, because I always go over. I can't help it. That's how I operate. But thank you all so much for coming here each week and doing this, and just being part of the discussion. I love being able to pass the mic around and hearing from others and what y'all's thoughts are on all these things we discuss. So
nice. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Madalyn.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you everybody for watching.
yeah, we have a lot of people.
Even on the replay, of course.
Yeah, wherever you're watching, you can comment. We have 160 people here live, and we're broadcasting all over the place. So thank y'all so much. Always so much fun.
wherever you are. Hello.
Yeah, I did it to Facebook. I mean, LinkedIn and my YouTube channel that I've had ever since whenever. It's very
Yeah.
old.
Well, I appreciate that. It gets more eyeballs on this because it's just a bunch of helpful information with what's going on in social media and AI. And it's just always a fun discussion. We do this every Thursday for anybody here new, every Thursday, 1:00 Eastern. We're here for an hour-ish. And you can watch us on my Facebook, my YouTube, or here on X, as well as the other platforms. If you're watching on one of the others, panelists, they're usually broadcasting. But if you can't find it, you can always just go to my YouTube or Facebook or X for easiest. Anyway, y'all have a great rest of your day. And I hope y'all go into the Skool platform and share things that y'all uncover as well, because that's what helps us, is we all learn from each other. And I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bye.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.